Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. This is going to be the first episode of this new series that I'm starting. It's going to be called How to Fix DBD. Essentially, I'm just going to showcase games where through the various episodes where I showcase and explain problems with the game, like problems with the game design, game flaws in general, and that completely break the competitive side of the game, and also how not just point out the problems, but also how to fix them. I'll also give solutions to them because that was one video that I did once, and the guy was commenting, "Oh, you're just pointing the problems like if I don't have solutions." So that just brought the idea of making this series, which is where not only I point the problems with the game, but also give solutions to them, balance so to speak. Just not game breaking things in general, but also things that just shouldn't be there. I would say. Um, I've been playing this game for like over 4 years, and I have on top of those 4 years, I have 2 other plus years of just tournament experience on competitive side. So I do have a deep understanding of the game. So I feel like kind of I'm a good position to talk about changes. That would kind of balance the game out. Um, so this is going to be a twin match that I had. I think it was one of my first ones. I don't quite remember, but anyway, you see, we can see we're playing on Gas Haven here. Which is not a particular good map. One problem on Red is the size of the maps that I can mention. It's a pretty bad game design in general. Like the maps are way too big for how slow the killer moves, so it's kind of impossible to cover all the objectives, the gens. Pretty much because you're only one killer. You can only be on one place at a time, so the objectives shouldn't be that hard to cover. And you can see right there, the first game breaking thing in the game is like, come on, no totem should be destroying like 10 seconds of the match. This is just stupid. Like just bad game design. I don't know. Maybe the totem should be active up. They can easily fix this. How you balance that? Just make it so the totem is only active after I don't know, maybe 3 minutes of the match, maybe 2 minutes of the match, and then the totem can be broken after that timer. Not before. Simple fix. It would change that problem. The perk is still active, but you cannot see the totem or something of that nature. Or totems cannot be broken in general. Just like Corrupt Intervention doesn't let you do gens. Something that will not let the totem be broken for a certain amount of time. That would easily fix because bats can do it. They don't. Breaks the game. So I'm already one perk down. Anyway, found my chase. That's also like completely broken. Second problem here, I see blood, but I don't see a survivor. So kind of weird. Like sometimes the scratch marks and the blood are very misleading. There's something that could be easily fixed as well. But you see, I did find him eventually, and the biggest problem with the game also is really the early game. Like the killer has no pressure early game. You see, even Corrupted can still do the gens. It's like, there's 4 people doing gens until you find someone, which can also take a while because again the maps are huge and there's a lot of stealth points. So I'm going to slug that person so I can create more pressure. So now I'm pressuring 2 people at the same time, 3 now because I just used my orator to find the survivor. And you see, this is another game breaking point here. You see, Unbreakable. It's another pretty broken perk. So now my pressure that was on 3 survivors at the same time now has downgraded to 1 survivor at the same time just because of a single perk. And you're gonna see how that's going to have a huge influence in the game. So you see, because of that Unbreakable, this gen was done. Because otherwise, I would just play Victor on that Nia, and then I would went back to the gen to stop it, while the Dwight was still down in the middle of all this. So I'll be pressuring like 3 people, and not because of a single perk, I lost the entire 3 pressure, and I lost the gen as well. So you can see how that hugely influences the ongoing of the game, and it's completely broken. Now, how do you fix Unbreakable? Simple. Make it so exactly like Deliverance. Like you cannot use it immediately. You have to do some type of requirement before you can use it. I think a simple requirement would be to just like, in my solution I would give is really just pick people up in general. Like you want to use your Unbreakable, you have to charge it, just like Metal of Man. So instead of you have to like pick up people from the floor that are being slugged at least twice before you can use your Unbreakable. I would say that's a simple fix. To the perk is still just as strong as ever. It's just not broken in the sense that you can use it for no skill, no requirement whatsoever. So you see right there again, I'm pressing 2 survivors. I'm gonna put a Victor on him. So now 2 survivors are not doing gens, but this should have been a 3 people not doing gens already from before, but Unbreakable completely undid that, and I'm just kind of running. I just got punished for no reason whatsoever, for doing my job essentially because of a perk as the killer. So now I'm gonna finally hook him. Now I have a good position. And you see the problem as well is that because I mentioned with the early game, like by the time the first chase is done, like usually 2 gens are already done. You know, just because of the size of the map, and if you're playing a mid-tier killer, which is, I'm not, like Twins is actually not that mid-tier, is pretty high. Obviously not the highest, but he's not definitely not a bad killer for chases due to Victor. When they're injured and whatnot, but he's still not that big. You see, it still takes a little while to be able to down the survivor, which is more than enough time for them to early game get a 1 gen, at least 1 gen done. It's just hard right there. By the time I dealt Dwight, the gen was already done, which is essentially like the game is supposed to be 5 gens, you know. But by the time you get the first hook, it's already 3 gens. It's essentially a 3 gen game with 4 people. It's just completely unbalanced, you know. So they need to change something about the early game. People just cannot just start working the gens immediately like that. Especially because the game mostly already spawns them on top of the gem. It's like it wants them to gem rush, you know. So you see, simple game here. Like the survivors are just spreading out. There's nothing you can do against this because it's a 4v1 game. So you can only be at one place at a time. So while I'm pressuring these 2 people, the other 2 are free to do gens. So it's like nothing I can do about that. And again, the map is so big, I can very hardly pressure all of them at the same time because they're never together. And it takes like 30 seconds to cross the map. So. Just another game flaw right there. It shouldn't be this way. So again, I got 2 pressures now, so I'm gonna hook this person, and then Nia is still healing them. So like 3 people not doing gens. However, there's still 1 person that's fully healed that can be doing gens. So either way, as the killer, you're constantly using gens, regardless of the amount of pressure you have at this scenario right here. Because I have insane pressure, as you can tell, but still gens are getting done because, you know, 4 people against 1. So it's here when I'm in, like the person that's healed doing gens, nothing I can do about that. It's not a skill matter, it's just game design. Game mechanics and whatnot. So I'm gonna hook the Dwight. I need to get him off the game immediately because as you can tell, as a 4v1, there's no way you can contain the gens at a 4v1. It's too unbalanced, especially with the size of the map. So I'm trying to get Dwight out of the game as soon as possible. And you see, she went for the save. So now I'm pressuring 2 people. Dwight's not doing gens, and this person is not doing gens, and maybe a 3rd one has to come for the save now. So I'm gonna leave my the other killer there so I can control Victor instead to get that chase down right here. So because then someone is forced to come for the save now, which is 3 people not doing gens. However, like I mentioned, because it's 4 people, still someone is doing gens for free essentially. You're constantly. I'm at a lose-lose situation here, essentially. The game is not balanced when it's a lose-lose for one of the players, you know what I mean? And there's nothing I could have done to change that situation besides him not having Unbreakable, which is the cause of everything that led to this. You know what I mean? So again, I think this is the broken borrow time. I understand, like, I don't think tunneling should be a problem. Like, I don't think like borrow time should be nerfed. I just think the timer should be like he should be able to go down right there. The borrow time shouldn't be able to last that long to where he can like continue the chase because of it. I think that's a broken thing because you see, because of now borrow time, I cannot down him, and now all the other 3 survivors are free to do gens, and I only have 1 gen already because again, Unbreakable and other stupid shit in the game. The map being so big, it's like what are you supposed to do? You know what I mean? So I don't think the timer needs to be that big on borrow time. It should be like maybe just I don't know, 5 seconds or something, just so you don't get immediately down from the hook. That's about it. Or it shouldn't be a thing at all. But you're like, wait, but that's broken. The gill's just gonna tunnel. No, because tunneling depends on you as the survivor who is making the save. He cannot tunnel the survivor if you don't save the survivor in front of him. So it's just a matter of you making a smart decision, not being a dumbass, and saving him in front of the killer. You know what I mean? So if you're inside the terrarias, don't go for the save. It's just common sense. You know what I mean? You don't need a perk to break that. You just need a brains, essentially. You know what I mean? So that's why I think borrow time should be nerfed, and that would actually induce people to be smarter about going for the save instead of just blindlessly going there for the save in front of the killer, just because they can rely on a perk to do so. I think that's just a dumb game design, and again, it breaks the competitive side of the game because the killer being smart and stopping that save from happening, he gets no reward for it. He essentially gets punished. You know what I mean? Again, another broken perk here, Adrenaline. I mean, I think it's fine if it's healed them, if he heals them, but I don't think it's fine that the perk gets them up off the floor, essentially like Unbreakable does. That's just completely broken. Like, people shouldn't get up from the floor like that for no requirements whatsoever. And you can see I had like 2 people down. Now all that pressure is immediately gone. This could easily be like a 3 people down right at this point. because of a single perk that both of them had. It just completely breaks the pressure. And me as the killer, did I do something wrong? No, I just did my job and I get punished for it because of a broken unbalanced perk. You know what I mean? So how do you fix that? Simple. It's fine. Again, like I mentioned, the adrenaline is fine if it heals them when the gens are them, but it should not get them up from the floor. So just remove that from the perk. Make nerf it to where people cannot get up from the floor with adrenaline. That's perfect balance right there for the perk. Simple fix. The devs don't do it, but that's right there. A simple fix to adrenaline and breaking the game like this. How would you fix it with a simple change like that? So now this is a bit of a mistake on my part. I don't think I should have done this, but you see what I mean? This is what I mean about the map size coming into play. I see it takes so long for him the killer to travel the map that by the time I get there, he's already gone. Even though he's not even walking, you know, he's like just crawling. He's so slow crawling, but still, the map is so big that by the time I get there, he's already gone. But I could have avoided that by simply not using Victor to charge the Nia there. I would have been able to get there in time. So in a way, that was a bit my mistake. I miscalculated how far it was actually, or how long it would take. But you gotta remember the maps are so huge. It's like, you know. So you see right there, that was like what 4 points, broken game mechanics that I point out. Completely changed the ongoing of the match, even though I didn't do my chases poorly. You know, everything was perfect. It was just like the game design beating me. As you can tell, every time there's like 4 unbreakables. 4 DSs is completely broken. One that was only one unbreakable used. You can imagine if it was 4 unbreakables used. So it just completely breaks the game. So yeah, this episode 1, guys. On episode 2, I'll be covering more and more of this. So I gave the solutions right there to the perks as well. That will easily fix it. And I'll see you guys on the next episode.